Hello, I'm Sir Nigel Hedgington, and I've been tasked with comparing this film's titles, which were created by up-and-coming title designer James Waters, with the work of the illustrious Henry Hobson. Already we can see how Hobson's approach to framing and photography have influenced Mr. Waters. Hobson has been known to utilize close-crop shots and macro photography in his title sequences. This has the effect of setting the viewer off balance slightly, while allowing for an evocative and conceptual treatment of the given subject matter. This approach is complemented by another of Hobson's techniques, which is seen here, the use of the state change. By combining melting and freezing of different matter with the aforementioned macro photography, Hobson is able to achieve bizarre and otherworldly effects through practical means. The title sequence for The Last of Us, a video game produced by Sony, is a particularly good example of these elements. The bizarre appearance of these practical effects is enhanced by Hobson's application of time remapping, which we can see being used selectively here in the work by Waters. By speeding up and slowing down the footage where appropriate, these designers are able to create strange behaviors in their filmed subjects. Note that this style element can also be used for emphasis or to synchronize action with the soundtrack. In work such as this, Hobson makes judiciously minimal use of computer effects and ensures a high degree of integration with the footage. Computer-generated typography for the titles, animations, and camera movements are all used in a way which harmonizes with the whole and creates a sense of unity. With that in mind, we turn our attention to the layers of texture that Hobson applies to his work. Sometimes these texture layers are simplistic and are intended to generate interest and variety, such as in the end title sequence for the film Rango. Other times, such as in this title sequence or the one for the television show The Walking Dead, more complex layers of texture are piled up and then panned and zoomed in on in a manner which creates a false sense of depth. Finally, as we have seen in this sequence, both Hobson and Waters have used reduced color palettes to their advantage. In a sequence such as this, the high contrast black and white images have been treated ever so subtly with hints of color. This is used to focus the viewer on the details which are framed and to emphasize texture and motion. In Hobson's work, situationally appropriate muted color palettes are most prevalent, whereas in the case with Mr. Waters, some researchers have suggested that he has a distinct affinity for the color blue. However, more investigation must be done in order to ascertain the veracity of that particular claim.